All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Bacha, Kodash, double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you sincere. I came out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Man, just getting into the topic on spiritual things, spiritual matters, because, you know, above all and everything else, the spiritual things are the most important. You know, the scriptures talk about the carnal man cannot receive the things that are spiritual. You know, and scriptures also talk about, you know, I have not called many mighty, many, you know, great, many large in stature or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, so Salaki if I chopped it, but getting the message of it, the spirit of it. You know, our people, we're subject to these different spiritual things that occur in the earth, and our people, they don't know. That's why the scripture talks about our people, Israel Israel has not obtained what they seek it for. You know, because one thing our people trust in, you know, sports, the physical things, the things you can touch, you can feel. You know, that's a big thing for our people from a very young age. That's the thing that our people get into. Sports, they get heavily into that. And, you know, if you're able to go to the next level because you've invested enough time and you kind of know what you're doing, it's something. But, you know, one thing you always notice, everybody can't go to the NBA. You know, everybody can't go and play the next level of professional sports. You know, and just like the apostle was saying before, that sort of thing that goes back to the Romans and the Greeks. You know, that's something that goes back to them. The Olympics, which is something, you know, the athletic events that are put together to basically worship the gods, and they would do them in the nude in the Greco-Roman Empire. But going back to our people and dealing with these spiritual things, hey, because the Lord already said, you know, brothers have been bringing out prophecy, earthquakes. You know, the Lord is going to bring famines in the earth, plagues in the earth, all these different things that happen in the earth. They have a spiritual context to them. And if you don't understand why they're going on, basically, you'll go crazy pretty much, because it's so much stuff. You know, the shootings, the killings, the riots, you know, uproars of the people, rumors of war, all these different things, which are being caused by Yahweh. You know, why Yahweh Shai? Yahweh is the name of the Father and the name of His Son. So this is all the will of the Heavenly Father according to the prophecies that are written in the Bible. And our people, you know, because the brother was telling me about this the last camp, we were talking about enchantments against Jacob, where the scriptures talk about no enchantment against Jacob, but that's if you don't have that covering. Excuse me, that's if you have the covering of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Excuse me. Okay. Because right now, you know, just like brothers talk about, this whole kingdom is under the vibration of witchcraft. You know, witchcraft, homosexuality, basically under Esau, and our people, they're under that vibration. They're under that spell. You know, from the music that's played that puts them under the spell, to the different media that you see. You know, the things you see, the things that you hear, everything around you, the drugs that might be in your neighborhood, which they're all around you. Okay, then the spirits, just like we were at camp last week, and some homeless guy saw us, and he just started punching shit. I'm talking about full strength. He's punching, you know, metal objects. I think it was like, you know, it's like the one of the boxes for the traffic cam or something. You know, the metal. where he's punching the shit just full force. And I noticed, I'm like, this dude, he's punching shit and he's not breaking his hand. He ain't getting hurt. He started them spirits in him, they were moving. And he was crying, he was yelling, he was crying out. Those spirits were on him. Okay, just like they were on just like they've always been on people and just like with Legion, which Legion was it was a whole bunch of spirits on that man. But this is Salakia. This is Job 24. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It said, "Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof." And Esau did that. Esau destroyed, our landmarks. Esau destroy everybody's landmarks and just leave his up. And the flocks, really the flocks, they go back to us. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. Jumping down to verse 7. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. And if you look at our people, they have no covering. The scriptures talk about they have no cloak, no cloak for their sins. And think about that concept, that cloak, that's something that covers you up. Just like Adam and Eve, they had clothes on, but then once they ate that fruit, they realized that they were naked. That covering came off of them. And that's just like our people. That cloak and that covering came off, is not on us. We don't have in order for you to, Salakia, in order for you to, make a discernment with something, you have to, number one, observe whatever it is. You have to be able to understand what it is, and then you have to be able to make a judgment call on, what it's supposed to be. And just like in this kingdom, our people, they're not given the correct formula for what they're doing. You got presidential elections coming up. You got a lot of our people talking about voting. Well, look, there are ICE raids and all of this other stuff. Vote. Every little thing that comes up to distract you, that they put in our face, there's no cloak, there's no cover. So that's another reason why Israel is scattered to the four winds of the earth. It's all spiritual. It's all a curse that's been put on us by the Heavenly Father. Okay, and that's why the scriptures talk about putting on the whole armor of light. And that's what receiving, matter of fact, let me get that off on that. That's what this is about, the cloak. Because even with myself, my testimony, I've seen that kind of shit. Things that are of the spiritual realm. Things that attack you in your sleep or something. Different brothers have different stories about that kind of stuff. That stuff is real. You really have. Hey, I was even talking to an Edomite at work. He was talking about that kind of stuff. And he's a so-called Christian, but he didn't even understand. Okay, well, this book gives you the understanding on that. And part of that is what? Calling on that name. Having that name. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. That's one of your only defenses. really, this stuff is your only defense against Esau. Of course, wisdom is a defense, money is a defense. Those two things help you, knowing how to move, knowing how to operate. And then, if you have a little something where, when things happen, you can, you have the money to deal with the situation. Hey, but number one is the wisdom of who you are. Come on. I'm probably putting it in wrong. Salakia. Getting used to this phone. He put on the breastplate, and he put in the breastplate the Urim and the Thummim. Hey, that's spiritual. Light and perfection, the Urim and the Thummim. Going into the some of the things that were used by the priests. But this is that's what I wanted. Isaiah 59:17. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate and a helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. And that's what we're supposed to have. That's what we're supposed to have. It was some more in this too, but we're supposed to have that. And ultimately, this Bible is what? The sword. I don't think that was the one I wanted. Should have looked that up. Okay. It's Ephesians. Yeah. Stand about, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. That's right. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And why is it peace? Because we're bringing peace, spiritual peace, to the nation of Israel. Because, hey, it's you can't put price on a peace of mind. Okay, and one thing you can see about our people, daily interaction, one thing I notice, they don't have peace. From the way they drive, the way they talk, the way they look at you, they don't have that cloak on them. And that's what you got to remember. Being humble in the faith, our people are looking for answers. They're looking for that cloak. They're looking for that. Verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith. Hey, you need that shield, that faith to understand the times that we're in. And to understand, hey, it's going to be a time where we may not have this phone, or we may not have a TV, or, there won't be internet. Not may have, but there won't be. And you're going to need that shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. And that's what this is. Okay, and the entire thing, and that's why a woman needs a man. Okay, she needs a soldier who is able to wear this armor properly. And the entire thing is a suit of armor. You put on a suit of armor for war. It's a spiritual warfare. Hey, one thing you got to remember, man, everything is spiritual. Continue to pray. Continue to call upon that name. Hey, continue to put that whole armor on as men, because we got a job to do. This is a war. Verse 18, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, Israelites. So, hey, call halal Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Hey, the spirits are here. Lord willing, we keep that faith, we keep the shield and the sword. and every piece of armor that we need, to deal with the things that are coming, because the spirits are already high. Hey, well, it's gonna keep coming. This is just a small part. Wait till they really crack down and all the different things from Wisdom of Solomon happen. Uh, uh, when they talk about in Egypt, you had actual apparitions. So, hey, Lord willing, man, we keep that armor, keep that faith, because if once you take your hand off the plow, once you look back, 7 demons come upon you, where one first stood, and you definitely don't want that. All right, so call hello Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Hey, Shalom.